Okay. Our second transfer tonight, this is within the fire department. Lieutenant Johnson, good to see you tonight.
Deputy.
Deputy, I'm sorry. That's right. I apologize. Deputy.
Good evening,
Mr.
everyone.
Chairman, just some information for all of the members. Item number 8 on this transfer, we are amending that as a result of some discussions we had today. The request is for $25,000. We respectfully request that be changed to $18,276.13.
Still to the overtime account, Ed?
Correct.
That's fine. So we've got 8 total transfers, and 4 are going to building maintenance, and a couple other various accounts. I'd like to, at first, accept a motion to take the first 4 transfers to building maintenance as one.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, so voted. Deputy Johnson, I assume the reason for this is all related to the same event or repair?
For the building maintenance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you fill us in on that?
Sure. While we were doing the bunk room project, we ran some radios up to the bunk room, and at that time, we found some wiring issues on the apparatus floor that had nothing to do with the bunk room, but we were able to fix those problems, and that's what that's related to.
Okay. Is that about $4,300? approximately?
Yes, the transfer is.
Yeah, I'm just doing that in my head. I apologize. Okay, thanks. Actually, I'll open that up to any questions relative to that. Kim?
Glenn, do you know how much we spent on the renovation project total?
For the bunk room, I don't have that number in front of me right now. I do not, but I can get that for you.
Did that project start last year?
That project, it started in the summer, July, and went through until about October.
Okay, because I know we had a significant number of transfers at the end of the fiscal year last year. That was not related
That
to this
was
project?
that was related. We were able to buy some of the supplies
Okay.
for the project to help
Supply related. Okay.
offset the cost.
Great, okay. Any other questions, Kev? Okay. All right, so let me just go through these transfers quickly. From the advertising account, $100. From general instruction, $549.50. From the training account, $11.24. And from fire suppression, $3,731.37, approximately $4,300 in total transfers. So motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. Okay, great, thanks. The next transfer is to equipment repair. This is for an unexpected repair. Amount requested $1,158.75. What was the piece of equipment?
So we had 2 minor motor vehicle accidents. We had someone back into one of our the fire prevention car, and then we also had one of the ambulances had some bumper damage from a residence when they were backing into the driveway. They hit a snowbank and there was a rock in it, and so we had to have those repaired.
Not quite to the level of insurance on these, I guess. Huh?
Correct.
Okay, this is from fire suppression, $1,158.75. Do I have a motion on this?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Okay, the next transfer, this is going to the new equipment account, and that's to replace a failed hose. Amount requested, $2,176.79. This is also coming from fire suppression. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. And the final 2 transfers are both going to the overtime account, I believe the same overtime account. I'll accept a motion to take them together.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So voted. Thank you. And this is to cover a shortfall due to injuries, so multiple been out.
Yes, so since July, we've had 11 injuries on the department. Not all of them have been related to employment within the fire department. They've been outside employment or outside injuries that have affected the department, but we've had 11 since July, and that has created some additional overtime that was unexpected, and we still have some people out at this time, which is guaranteed to create more overtime than what we had originally anticipated.
Okay, so you'll be back.
Yes, we'll be back. So I guess I'd like to say that this money that we're transferring right now will get us a little bit further, but will not carry us through the end of the year. So we
Okay.
do expect a shortfall at the end of the year, and we're trying to limit that shortfall at this time.
And the total amount is just over $28,100. $9,983.26 is coming from holiday payroll, and $18,276.13 is coming from the firefighter salary account. Kevin? Question?
Two questions, really.
Sure.
Number one, how did we go from our amendment from a very round number to a very, very specific number? And secondly, if these are relative to injuries, will we see at some point refunding through, are any of these going to be benefit, like the police one, towards insurance, IOD payments coming back to us?
So the reason we're not doing the entire transfer like the police department, there may be an offset coming as a result of a firefighter.
Yes. We have one.
Currently out on IOD. So we get up to $1,000 per week reimbursement, subject to a number of things, but we anticipate hopefully that the Hartford, our insurance carrier, will reimburse the town, therefore limiting the amount of the request that may have to be asked for before June 30th. The reason we dropped this is because the payroll encumbrance in our Munis software was inflated because it annualized a pay for an individual who's currently out. He is putting in limited time right now. So we had it over the last 2 weeks and out for the next 3 weeks.
Correct. Yes.
That being said, we had to adjust the encumbrances on, which obligates the payroll through June 30th. We had to address that to reflect this change. As a result of that, that bottom line number changed, and we had to adjust it because the $25,000 was not available.
Can you explain to me what that putting in limited time means? I mean, are they not, I don't understand. What does that mean?
I don't know this.
He's currently out. He injured himself outside of work, and now he's currently not collecting a paycheck.
So he's gone off the books, is that?
He's off the books until he comes back.
Okay, so he's used up all his sick leave, personal leave, back time,
That
whatever
is
he had.
correct.
Yeah.
And now he's gone off. So
Right.
there was a period of time where he was on the books, and now he's that.
Yes.
Right. So the Munis software calculates the remaining weeks for each full-time employee, so it actually tied up money that really wasn't obligated because of this situation, so we had to recompute the encumbrances.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Kim?
Glenn, do you know, what's your average weekly overtime expense?
It does vary, but the number that we're using is approximately 5,000. Because between now and the end of the year, this is the more popular vacation time, and we already forecast out and see who's already off, and we can kind of anticipate. But from here on out, I would anticipate between $4,000 and $5,000 a week in overtime.
Eddie, this record, is this current?
Yes.
So there's 12,000, almost 13,000, if I'm looking at this right, with my without my glasses, 13,000 left balance in the overtime account. And add these two transfers, that gives you, I think, like 40 grand. And there's,
Yes,
I think I
there's
just
a balance
counted
of,
14 weeks left in the fiscal year,
Correct.
including this week. So, give me a second.
that would be 70,000?
Yeah.
Because if you annualize your current expense, it doesn't come up to 5,000.
Well, I think because of the time of year, I think,
It's the time of year and the
Is that
injuries
estimated higher?
associated at this time of year that are driving it. I do understand that if you go back, you can see that it's lower than that, but we're just trying to be
And
prepared.
that's strictly to provide for the minimum
The minimum staffing, correct.
that's required? Okay.
We're currently operating, 2 groups are operating at minimum now, so anytime somebody takes 1 day off or any hours, it automatically generates overtime, and that's due to injuries.
And what is minimum staffing?
It's six firefighters total on a shift.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? So total transfer is just over 20, I think, just over 28,000 to the overtime account.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Great, thank you. Thanks, Glenn. And I will, at this time, while I'm signing away here, I'll open up any further questions that we had to the revised CIP for the fire department rescue. I think we had some expenditures just plugged into the wrong years, and it was worth taking a second look at that. And Chief Coleman's here, if there's any additional questions relative to the CIP that the deputy can't handle.
Through the chair, I'd just like to note a change or a mistake in the CIP that you guys have.
Thank
To replace the forestry one, that's going to be a 4-year lease purchase. It's listed as a 3-year lease purchase, but it's a 4-year.
All right, any questions, comments on this? Good, great. Thanks. Chief, thanks for coming up. Deputy, great to see you, too.
Thanks. Good to see you guys.
And I guess we'll expect to be seeing you sometime also in addition to Lieutenant Harrigan on some overtime transfers, hopefully a lot later on in the spring, right?
Hopefully.
Great.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a great night.
Have a good night. Have a safe night.
Thank you.